There we go.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right. And we are live. How are we doing, Tuck?
We're doing good. We're doing good. It's
All right.
Friday.
So here's what
Our
happened.
heads are falling off.
Okay. Yep. This is the correct channel. Okay. So okay. Yeah, this is a very fascinating story. So we started. Oh,
Fascinating to a select few people.
we have two different channels on YouTube, and one of them had 8 subscribers, and the other one had 79. And we went live on the wrong channel. That's the short story. And here we are now live, and we had a full discussion. And
We gave it a 20-minute run. I mean, that's a long time to not know.
Here, Tucker, I'm gonna go ahead and write a comment. So I'm just gonna be doing this for a second.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So what we've been talking about today, though, is a lot of the changes that are coming down the pipeline within kind of the industry, but like home service industry / like small business and trades world right now, which is we have a couple of big kind of major ground shifting changes that have happened, which is one, Google is now indexing Instagram posts, meaning that Instagram posts are now going to be playing a much larger role in your overall SEO strategy than what they have previously. So we need, as home service businesses and small businesses, we need to be taking Instagram a whole lot more serious. Secondly, we have Google, which is just shifting kind of the ground again, is enabling agent mode for Gemini. So whenever you go to a GBP agent, they are now going to allow Gemini to act as an agent and call contractors, call businesses to get pricing, availability, like anything about that business. So like their odds are is like your business might be taking phone calls from robots soon, and so we need to know how to answer questions, which is like more often than not it's going to be pricing and availability. And so our communications teams need to be primed with how to answer those things. And then lastly, ChatGPT is kind of breaking my brain a little bit, which is they are introducing agent mode on ChatGPT, which is going to allow you to basically turn over the keys to your computer to ChatGPT agent and allow ChatGPT to just do things on your computer at will, which is terrifying. So iRobot, beware. And so there's a lot of moving pieces happening in the world right now that really require a lot of contractors' attention. And so there's so much moving that ultimately, like, there's no way to keep up with all of it. And so that's where we're talking about, like, finding and adopting and adapting vendors, and like making sure that like we are like using people who are who they say they are. And really that's where we're at.
Yeah, that was a great recap, Tuck. It took us 20 minutes to just talk about exactly what you nailed in 2 minutes. So
they missed some of the showmanship. They missed the trifective.
That's right. So yeah, we coined a new term, trifective. But we're talking about every single business is faced with having to make decisions. If it's going to be, hey, we want to beat everyone on price, we want to beat everyone on speed, and we want to beat everyone on quality. The typical rule is that you got to pick 2, leave 1 out, right? And so then the argument started. It was like, well, some of the biggest businesses that we know of today, at least in the retail space, are kind of thriving off of the speed and pricing model, which would have to mean that they are lacking on quality. And that just makes me curious. That makes me very curious into like the local service space. What that means is you're seeing a lot of private equity kind of play these games where they are lowballing the price. So I think they're playing that exact game. And so if you're gonna lower that barrier of entry for your customer on price, then what's that mean? How do you play that business model?
Yeah. And I think that's where like having your numbers in front of your team and having the transparency and the wherewithal in business to know why you charge what you charge is so huge. You, as a business owner, as an operator, as a leadership team, we cannot have any hesitancy in our voice whenever it comes to how we answer pricing questions, how we answer availability questions. So we have to have tools at our disposal, like Get Quote, which is a tool that we made here at Trades.Consulting to give instant estimates to people who visit our website. I mean, that's basically as clean and quick as it is. It takes 45 seconds or less if you're flying through it to get a quote. But ultimately, AI is also, that's another thing that I didn't touch on the last one. So, this is fresh content.
What's that?
The AI search kind of the LLM algorithm and how it is choosing snippets and choosing what websites to recommend is almost exclusively based on user time on the site,
Yeah.
as well as the information like there's a coined phrase for it, but I'm going to butcher it. It's basically like information valued index is what, like, I think that's what Google is calling it, but it's the information value index, which is how valuable that information is in a real world application to a user. So like you can't get away with like this just SEO slop and like properly named like meta tags and stuff. You can't just game your way to the top of a page anymore. And now it is going to be how useful is the actual information that is being hosted on the website, and how much is a user spending their time actually looking at it. And that is what is going to be dictating what AI is what AI is recommending. And like prime example, this weekend Cass and I were doing some food prep for the week. We were getting all of our meals ready, and so we were baking our food, baking the veggies up. And I got curious. I was like, how long do I have to bake a sweet potato in order for it to get crispy on the outside? And I don't know if you guys have ever looked for like recipe stuff, but it's the absolute worst. Like when you click on a like article,
it's it's a whole life story and background about why they start. Their great grandmother grew sweet potatoes, and
yeah. And I don't care. God bless grandma, but I don't care. So the website was like, I scrolled through 2 of them and I had this light bulb moment, and I'll never go back to searching like this. Bryce, I can't tell you how much this fundamentally changed how I will now interact with the internet. I had this light bulb moment where I was like, I don't have to do this anymore. So I backed out. I went to back to Google. I clicked on AI mode, and wouldn't you know it, it referenced the stupid page that I was on.
Yeah.
It was like, according to homechef.com/sweet potatoes, you can take a sweet potato for 45 minutes at 496 degrees in order to achieve peak crispiness. so I will never use search the same way ever again. It's over.
So hard to swallow pills, right? And I think we we face this a lot. I think as business operators, as business owners, contractors, we have regressive mindsets sometimes because we're always thinking from our chair rather than the customer's chair. We're always thinking from our perspective first rather than the customers. And so I think that a hard to swallow pill is that AI mode or deep search AI is there to make the customer's life easier.
Yep.
And by doing that, you have to meet that customer more than halfway, and you have to have presentable information about you, how you operate and what your pricing is. And the more data you give to the world, the more likely that the customers are going to know more about your business and be able to make an educated decision. And the businesses who are not going to put their best foot forward to meet customers more than halfway with information about what the customer can expect with doing business with them, they're going to lose. You were talking about it earlier this week. They're going to lose market share. And so the entire game of the internet has always been mapping the world with information. How much information can you say about this business? How much information can you say about what the customers have experienced with this business? And so everything that's happening right now with AI is just amplifying what's already existed, what's already been true on the internet. It's just making it easier and it's making it more accessible. And so AI mode is coming for your business, and it's going to scrape all the data of what customers have said about your business. So user generated reviews are going to be top notch. Instagram posts about your business are going to be top notch because guess what? It's being indexed by Google. So all of this is kind of coming to the forefront, and I can't say this loud enough. The contractors who are ignoring this will get left behind. And we have to do our best to put as much of this information out way before we even assume the customer thinks about us, because the customer is starting the conversation with our business before we ever talk.
Yeah.
They're getting as much information and research as they can. And the internet and the way we use technology is priming those customers to do it that way.
And why shouldn't they?
Absolutely. And earlier we were talking about how technology changes everything. It started with the iPhone that changed how we engage with the internet and how we search things. And now the next level is AI. So it's just crazy.
And it's ultimately like, I think where we are trending with the way that AI is engaging with businesses, engaging with consumers, and ultimately engaging with like just the world at large, the direction that we are heading is one there's like, I mean, it's a scary deal because nobody's stopping to ask should we, only can we, which is a problem in and of itself. But the other side of that token is the usefulness of the internet. The internet has been, I mean, it is wildly useful. It is just .com bubble to now absurdly useful. Where we are trending right now with AI, it is going to make the last 20 years of internet look like a cheap trick. And I can't stress enough, for home service businesses, for home service contractors out there, if you were a yellow page just thumper back in the day, just gripping the yellow pages with all you had in you, do not do that for this era of the internet, please. Because if you do, you're going to lose market share. Your business and your people will suffer. And I'm not talking tongue in cheek here. This is as serious and as doomsdayish as it sounds. If you ignore the signals of AI right now, your business and your people are in jeopardy. Period.
Yeah, well put. Well put. I think that what we were saying earlier on the other stream is that the trades tend to be a little bit behind on tech, and I think two things that we discussed. I think that the trades have always been about 10 years behind the curve on technology. And so, by the way, 2015 was a great year. There's some some big advancements coming out, so watch out. But I think since 2020, there's been just a massive adoption of very driven people, very intelligent people entering the trade space because it is a recession-proof kind of industry. And I think that a lot of investors have obviously taken note, and that's why private equity is in the position that it's in the industry.
Yep.
So I think the industry has been behind about 10 years. Last 5 years, it's really slingshotted its way up to the front. And so there's really smart people in this space. Now the question is, Tuck, how are contractors supposed to get on top of this? They're hearing this and they're thinking like, I don't know. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't go to school to learn about AI. I didn't even know AI was a thing until 2 years ago. How in the world do you expect me to handle my business's reputation by how GPT presents it? What am I supposed to do?
So I think there's a twofoldness to that twofold answer to that question. And the twofold answer is, one, I'll address first, is an internal adjustment. The other one is an external one, or like a vendor adjustment. So let's start with what you can control. What you can control as a contractor is your comfortability on price breakdowns for customers on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on your website, everywhere. Put your price and why you charge what you charge absolutely everywhere, because the only signal that we can now get to, gather customers is going to be how transparent, how quick, and how trustworthy we are. And so the more of that we offer, the more of that we operate with, the better off we will be. So you need to know why you charge what you charge, and ultimately be willing to share that not only with your team, but with the market at large, because it will earn you a bunch of trust. So that is the internal adjustment, because LLMs, AI, and the like are really just going to be focusing on like kind of one thing, which is how useful is your website and how much time are people spending on it. And the only way that you can make your website really useful and make sure that people are spending time on it is by answering a question poignantly, thoroughly, and in a way that homeowners actually care about, or that your target audience actually cares about. That is the only way. There is no metadata or SEO trick or hack that's going to be around that. It is only by providing real value. So get comfortable providing real value, real clarity as to what it is that you're doing, why you're pricing the way that you are, and what your go-to-market strategy even is. The second piece of that answer is a vendor strategy. Is pick your vendors wisely. Make sure they are who they say they are, because of the PE in introduction into our space. The private equity world has brought billions of dollars, and with that has come the leech companies that come with it. And I would say a lot of them really good. I would say a lot of them really bad. And so make sure that the person or vendor that you are choosing to go with has a mountain of evidence that proves they are who they say they are. period. Because otherwise there's an easy way to get duped. There's an easy way to get overcharged. There's an easy way to have undelivered promises. So do your research. And ultimately, like as a business owner, I know like, Tucker, you're just going to tell me that you say, Tucker, I didn't go to school for this. Or like, I don't have time to care about this. You had better make time to spend the 10 to 20 hours of research that it takes to figure out, how do I get on top of this? You don't need to have an in-depth understanding. You just need a cursory understanding of what it is you're trying to solve for. And then that will give you enough of the language to then find a partner to help you solve the problem.
Yeah, it was really insightful. I think a lot of times a contractor could just be benefited by keeping up with what is happening. I think awareness alone is, I mean, the first thing you can really do to stay sharp. And we're actually producing a newsletter called the Tune Up to do exactly that. We're going to be producing a lot of helpful insights in marketing, finance, leadership, and covering topics like this. So, guys, if you want to check out, subscribe to our weekly newsletter called the Tune Up, it's actually linked in the comments in the chat right now, so you can actually subscribe there. But I've been really excited to get that thing out and published. So
this is what I'm talking about. I wonder if it's going to let me show it. There we go. All right. This is a video that we posted on TikTok last night. Has an actual breakdown of our prices, the percentages, and the dollar amounts for an HVAC service. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Tucker, what are you doing? You're an idiot putting that out there. Has 118 likes, 4 comments, 38 saves to someone's favorites, and over 7,000 views with no money behind it.
7,000. Last I checked, it was up to 4,000. So that's doing pretty good.
I'm rounding up. It's at 60. I think it's the white behind it it's either 67. No, sorry. It's either 68 or 6,900.
Okay. Hey, it's doing pretty well.
Yeah. So it's got it's getting some growing traction, but people want to know who they're doing business with. And the way that you signal trust is by sharing things that no one else will.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I got a question about that.
Yeah.
When you were making that video, and I was there behind the camera, so we made that video. But when you were shooting that video, was there any moment where you were kind of hesitant and you felt like, do you have this natural feeling of uncomfortability? Like, oh man, like what am I doing? Because I don't think that's a very natural or comfortable thing for contractors to do, is to just go out and give all their pricing.
I didn't, but that's only through years of sharing our numbers with the entire team. So for the last 5 years, every month on the last Friday of the month, we share the numbers with the entire team, the profit loss, the good, the bad, the overhead. The good, the bad, and the overhead is going to be a book title, by the way.
I love it. Hey, we coined a few things today. We got trifective and the good and the bad and the overhead.
But I just like the ring of it. No, but like I don't know. I have a lot of confidence in our pricing and why we charge what we charge. The first 4 months that we started sharing our numbers with our team, it was a loss, a loss, a loss, and a loss. We lost money, and we started sharing our numbers with the team in November, December, January, and February. And it was before we had plumbing. So it was the 4 worst months for an HVAC company that you could ever have. But the whole time we're saying, don't worry, it's going to get better. And it did. We haven't had a losing month in a long time.
I like Tucker looked over his shoulder because he that's where he's basing all his data. It's up on a whiteboard.
Yep. It's on my war board right here. But so as far as like making that video, I don't like there wasn't a whole lot of uncomfortability in making a video that talked about our pricing and why we charge what we charge, because I am confident in our go-to-market pricing and our go-to-market strategy. And let's be frank, it doesn't change anything. Like it doesn't change anything. The numbers may change, the margins don't, period. If a competitor knows my price, it doesn't matter to me. Like it doesn't change how we go to market. We're going to go to market with our pricing, regardless of what venue we may be in, because ultimately we know what we need to do to make money. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to make money and sustain business. And the way that we sustain business is we make money and treat people ethically and fair. Now, we're not ripping people off. And you can see that in the pricing structure. And so as far as like the price breakdown goes, there wasn't any hesitancy. I think there was some hesitancy from people on our team. But I think it was just like, what kind of can are we opening up here?
Yeah.
But in all reality, it's no skin off our back if somebody knows our prices, because we have to make the money we need to make in order to stay in business. We have 52 people, 40 something trucks, and a whole lot of moving pieces that we have to keep oiled. And in order to do that, we have to make sure our profit margins are correct. And also, let's be real. What your competitors are charging. Like, right now, without them having an article as transparent as we are, like, about what they're charging, and it doesn't change your day-to-day operation. So
Yeah.
put it out there.
I like how you phrased that before, because it really does not matter if you know the number that you need to operate as a profitable business. It really just doesn't change anything, right?
Nope.
And so we compare ourselves a lot to like car dealerships, because we happen to be a pretty similar. We do repair and we also replace, right? A car dealership is there to repair your car so long as you come back when it's time to replace that car and you get another Ford or whatever. And so it's the same kind of principle. Only difference is we come out to your place instead of you coming to us. But the difference is car dealerships. I would rather operate like a car dealership than an auto repair shop.
Yep.
And I think a lot of contractors tend to operate more like a auto repair shop. And I think that we tend to think of sales as a dirty word, and that's a whole other can of worms we could open another time. But I think if it's, if we're going to keep running with this analogy of like car dealership, I would rather operate like a cars, dealership rather than a repair shop. So.
Yeah. I mean, and ultimately, like, guys, if you're not going to take control of the narrative, if you're not going to take control of the pricing conversation, you know what? I'm just going to do it right now, Bryce. You ready? I'm gonna open up an incognito tab. Hold
Okay.
on. Don't you worry.
I'm worried.
Does All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Share screen. Let me share this. Share that right there. All right. So we are going to add that to stage with us. Okay. So here is what we got. So we have, how much does it cost to replace an AC system? Now let's get out of the sponsored, obviously the sponsored stuff. These are shout out to some local competitors. Cool. We have a sponsored post from Home Depot, a sponsored post from Suntech, and then now we get to the AI overview. An AC system widely ranges from 5,000 to 12,500 according to Bankrate. Now, guys, I know these two companies' prices. They are starting their sale about right there, and as are we. That is about our average ticket. However, I don't know of a single company who is going to be in business in the next 10 years who is going to be selling a system for $5,000. Now, why in the world are we as home service contractors allowing Bankrate to control the conversation that is so close to home for us? Period. We're idiots. That's why, because we're scared of telling our prices online. And instead, we're going to allow Bankrate, or where's this one linked out to? Let's see. We're going to allow, I don't know where that price is coming from, a standard AC system to go from 5,000 to 8,000.
So, you know what makes me curious about these low prices that they put out? I think that there's like maybe it drives more clicks. Yeah. Because it's a lower rate. So your article's going to get more views if it mentions a more optimistic price point.
Maybe, but then we got Modernize, clearly not an HVAC company. We have a bunch of Reddit posts. Indoor Temp, hey, good on them. They're, but again, their price range is huge. So ultimately, not great. We've got our cost replacing Nerd Wallet. Again, we got a kind of a low for the high end. And so we have Angie's List. Wow, and Angie's List is actually so much further down than what I was thinking it was going to be. If I was going to be a betting man, I was going to say Angie's List or Home Advisor would be one of the top two.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in price, because that lowest price on Angie's List was $3,900.
Oh wait, where was that? Hold on.
If you go back to Angie's List,
oh my gosh,
$3,900 to $8,000.
Yeah, Angie's List average $5,964 on average, or a price range of $3,905. Guys, our equipment costs more than that most of the time. And so this is what we're dealing with. So whenever it comes to putting your prices online, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for, is that HVAC quote or estimate, Bryce?
I think let's try both of them.
That's not going to pull. Oh, there it is. So according to, we're not going to pop up the one time, Bryce. What are we doing? The
Sorry.
one.
Hey, that's the thing about
AI.
AI. That's the thing about AI. You never know what it's gonna pull data from all places.
Let's see here. Oh man, we lost our rank. We had it. Oh, we're mentioned right here. Yeah, that's good.
No, there was we were running some tests on AI overview, and we're kind of constantly tinkering with this and trying to figure out, okay, like what's it looking for? How can we rank here? What kind of answers can we provide to the question? Blah blah blah. And all week we've been ranking under that AI overview for price transparency. And so I don't know if it was a different search query or what, but yeah, we were that was fun for a minute.
I did it on live, and the one time I do it on live, it's over.
It's okay. Hey, it's real, man. This is what it's like running a business. Is sometimes you win and other times you lose, and I think you gotta get comfortable sharing some of the L's.
Yeah. So when it comes to owning your market, owning the narrative, we have to be comfortable owning the pricing conversation, because if we don't, like you just saw it there, it is going to be nothing but bank rate, Angie's List, Modernized, never even heard of them, and the like. And their pricing that they list out is not going to be accurate at all. And it's going to set a bar that really is unrealistic for homeowners.
Absolutely. So I have a comment that just popped up on TikTok, and because I know we were referencing your video about price transparency.
Yeah.
And it just came in. So I want to go ahead and read this off. And it said that they have a lot to pay for in advertising, is what the comment said about our video. So I love oh yeah, okay, that was a reply to another question. So basically talking about the money that you broke down in that video, I guess, is getting funneled into advertising. So let's talk about that, Tuck. What on a percentage, how much are you allocating towards marketing?
About 6%, I believe.
And that's typical for an HVAC company. Yeah, that should be about where you're at.
And that's actually, if you go to like the private equity side of things, that's actually like considered sustained spending.
Yeah.
So like if you're going to sustain the size of your business, you need to spend between 4 and 8%. If you want to grow, you need to spend more than 8. And if you want to shrink, spend less than 4, and you will shrink.
I know 2 contractors spending both under and over. Yeah. So it's interesting. Different folks, different strokes. They play it differently, and I'm sure there'll be a time where we go aggressive or go backwards.
Yeah, you can go ahead and reply to that comment, which is advertising makes up less than 3% of overhead. So there you go, or 5%. It'd be 5%. It makes up about 5% of overhead. So it wouldn't change the price in that video hardly at all. I mean, it'd be about the same as our warranty reserve, which is like $20, I believe, in that video. But yeah, having a conversation, having the willingness to share prices with your team, share it with your customers, I think it frees up the whole conversation. And ultimately, like the fear of, well, what if somebody gets a price from my website and I don't ever get to go out to the house? Yep, that's going to happen. Do you know how many cars I've looked at and never bought? Virtually all of them. But the one time that I am ready, well, I'm going to go to the place that I know has accurate pricing. And, for now, a huge asterisk around for now. For now, there is no auto trader for HVAC. So we can have that run on our own websites of showing our prices on our website and garnering that audience who's looking for an auto trader like experience on the HVAC and home service side of things.
I'm going to end this by telling you some more information about the person who commented.
Okay.
It's a local HVAC. It's a local HVAC contractor. I won't name drop them, but
what?
Yeah. And so why are we all dragging each other down, Tuck? What is going on? This is the most interesting industry, because I've never seen so many people in the same space.
Comment on?
This is on TikTok, and it's a response under a response, and so you'll kind of have to dig for it. But what's the phenomenon here, Tuck? What's the deal in this industry of contractors kind of dragging each other down,
The
and
crabs.
ultimately going for a race to the bottom? I don't understand what it is.
A bucket of crabs, pal. Just a bucket of crabs.
So there's let's talk about we say that around here. There's it's I guess it's the bucket of crabs phenomenon or whatever. But
Yeah.
there's an idea that if you have a bucket full of crabs, sometimes a crab will begin to inch its way out of the bucket, and as soon as it starts getting to the top, other crabs will start dragging it back down. And that is it's a bucket of crabs mentality is what's happening in this industry. And I don't quite understand it. I don't know if it's common in other industries, but you do see it a lot in this one where contractors will kind of drag you down to their level quite often. So as soon as you start ascending or you start, doing better or perfecting your trifective, if you're doing better, you're being more competitive on price, on speed or quality, it seems like there's always another contractor just there around the corner who wants to kind of drag you back into the bucket with them.
Yep.
That sucks. This is your call to action. I want y'all to be better. I want y'all to shape up and get your mentality right. I mean,
hey, let's be honest. People who are listening to this aren't doing that.
That's right.
They're having it happen to them.
That's right. So, Tuck, did you find the comment?
Oh yeah, I'm replying to it right now from my personal account.
Okay, yeah. Well, what a weird take, man.
Sometimes.
But guys, this has been fun. We had a mishap with the live today. We went live on our other account accidentally, but we came out strong, man. This is a great live. I'd like to do this every Friday, probably around 3:30 p.m. Central Time. What do you think, Tuck?
I'm in. Sign me up.
I think it'd be a lot of fun, guys. And tomorrow, Tucker and I will be coming in here to do some more work on Trades.Consulting and kind of figure out the best ways that we can serve, our subscribers, our clients. And so, guys, if you are interested in learning more about GetQuote, or you just want to say howdy, I linked it in the chat for you guys to learn more and connect with I always almost say our team, but it's just you and me. So it'll connect with us. But Tuck,
yeah, we got the four of us. Me and you are willing to see
it. Well, you and I will show up tomorrow. But Tuck, give us a quick rundown of GetQuote, what people can expect from it, and maybe you know what? I'll pull up our GetQuote page real quick while you talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So GetQuote, the onboarding process is pretty simple. We've got a form that basically you go through, you fill out. We can tailor the tool to any situation, any home service. Anything you want to sell essentially to a homeowner, we can tailor GetQuote to. So the onboarding process is super quick and easy. One of the things that I hate is a lot of times when you buy a software, they give you the keys to a Ferrari and they never teach you how to drive it. And with us, the secret sauce is us. We are actively using it at Yarbrough & Sons. That is why GetQuote is not a standalone product. It's not just here's this tool. Instead, whenever you sign up for GetQuote, you get our playbook as to how to make it successful, how to funnel people to it, how to leverage this and get the most out of it. So these are our real stats. Not going to hide this at all. We have one contractor using it, and it's us. And we did pay us. So far, we've quoted out over $520,000. We've sold $95,714. And the guys behind me are pretty confident that we're going to have over $100,000 sold through GetQuote by Monday. So pretty excited about that. And
big news.
The speed, the biggest hang up that will come when we're onboarding is how fast you can get me your pricing data. Once I get your pricing data, we can get it up and live on your website in a matter of a couple of days, and have people funneling to your website to get real quotes, to get real information from you so that you can close real deals and take attention and bridge the gap to conversion.
Absolutely. Once again, I linked it down in the chat. If you guys want to learn more about GetQuote, you can also go to trades.consulting/GetQuote. And I also want to do another plug for our tune-up newsletter. We'll be giving out weekly tips on leadership, finance, and marketing that is truly actionable. Once you open that email, you're going to have a plan to make something work, to make something right for your business. And so that's also in that link in the chat if you guys want to subscribe to that. I'm really looking forward to launching that this next week. So, Tuck, I'll let you close us out and we'll wrap up for the day.
Yeah, sounds great, guys. Well, hey, don't waste another week. Next week, Monday, hit it running and do something nice for somebody because you never know, it might change their life. But other than that, guys, eyes up, feet moving. Here we go.
See you guys.